Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Nathaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Today, as a continuation of Baba Mahasamadhi chapters, we are going to discuss 43 and 44th chapters. In the 42nd chapter, we read some of the details about Baba Mahasamadhi. And we also learned that Baba gave some kind of indications before his Mahasamadhi. Baba knew when he's going to leave his body, so he asked Mr. Vajay to read Rama Vijaya to him. And this Mr. Vajay read the Rama Vijaya for 1 week. Then Baba asked him to read it again. And he started reading day and night for the next 3 days. He finishes the Parayana. Then, third time, Baba asked him to continue this again. And then, once he started reading for another two days or 3 days, Mr. Vajay became exhausted. Then Baba sent him home. Still, and Baba, when we look at what Hemant Pant wrote, Baba kept to himself in the last few days. He did not go for Bhiksha. Baba followed the general practice among the spiritual people that when a man is about to die, some good religious scripture is read out to that person with the object that his mind should be withdrawn from the worldly things and fixed in spiritual matters, so that his future progress should be natural and easy. And we all know the story in Mahabharata. Great Shuka Maharshi told Bhagavata Purana to King Parikshit, who was cursed by the son of a Brahmin Rishi and was about to die in 7 days. So, in a similar way, Baba showed us the tradition that it is a best thing to do a parayana like that. Baba, being an incarnation of God, needed no such help, but just to keep the tradition, just to be an example to people, he followed this practice. Baba let nobody know the exact time of his Mahasamadhi. Baba stopped going for Bhiksha 2 or 3 days before his Mahasamadhi. He was conscious to the last minute and was advising the devotees not to lose heart. He sent Kaka Sahib Dikshit and Bhuti to have a meal in the Vada. But at that time, still Lakshmi Bai Shinde, Bagoji Shinde, Bayaji, Lakshman Bala Shimpe, Nana Sahib Nimonkar were still there, and then Syama was also sitting there down on the steps. And Baba gave ₹9 to Lakshmi Bai Shinde, and after he did, he told everyone there that he does not feel well in the masjid, that he should be taken to the stone Vada of Booty, where he would be all right. Saying these last words, he leaned onto Bayaji and he left his mortal coil. Bagoji noticed that his breathing stopped and immediately told this to Nana Sahib Nimonkar, who was sitting right there. And he brings some water and tried to pour it into Baba's mouth, and then it just comes out. Then he cried out loudly, "O Deva!" Baba seemed to just open his eyes and said, "Ah," in a low tone. But it soon became evident that Baba had left his body for good. Everyone in Shirdi came running to Dwarkamai as they heard the news. Then the big question came how to take care of the Antyeshti, how to dispose Baba's physical body. And there was a controversy there between the Muslims and Hindus at that time. Muslims wanted this to happen in an open space with a tomb. Other people did not agree with this opinion as Baba asked to be taken to Butiwada. Even after 36 hours of this conflict, they did not find any resolution. So some of the officers came, everyone voted for this. More people voted to support Baba's word that he should be in Butiwada. While all the arguments were going on, Baba appeared to Lakshman Joshi and told him to continue with Arati. Then Babu Sahib Jog did the afternoon Arati. On Wednesday evening, Baba's body was taken in a procession and brought to the Vada and was interred there, and due formalities were completed, and he was placed in the place where they reserved it for Murlidhar. In fact, Baba became the Murlidhar, and the Vada became a temple and a holy shrine where so many devotees went and are now still going to find rest and peace. So Bala Saheb Bhate and Upasani Baba, who are great devotees of Baba, completed whatever they needed to do. Next, Hemad Pant talks about breaking the brick. Baba gave another indication also, which occurred kind of few days before Baba's Mahasamadhi. Baba used to rest on a brick, and he also used this as a pillow. He used to keep his hand on it and sleep. One day during Baba's absence, a boy who was sweeping the floor took it up in his hand, this brick, and unfortunately it slipped and fell, and it broke into two pieces. When Baba found out this, he said, "It's not the brick, but my fate that has been broken into pieces. It was my lifelong companion. With it, I always meditated on the self. It was as dear to me as my life. It has left me today." Here, these are the words Baba said, but some might raise a question that why Baba expressed this kind of sorrow for such an inanimate object like a brick. To this, Hemad Pant replies that saints incarnate in this world with the express mission of saving the poor, helpless people, and when they embody themselves and mix and act with people, they act like them. Outwardly, laugh, play, cry like other people, but inwardly they are wide awake to their duties and mission. In this chapter, Ahmed Pant also talked about Baba's 72-hour Samadhi, which happened 32 years before real Mahasamadhi took place. That was in 1918. It was because of great Mahasamadhi that situation was averted. So from 1886 through 1918, Baba did so many things. On Margasira Purnima Day, that is 32 years before Mahasamadhi, Baba had an attack of asthma and he became very uneasy. And he lifted his pranas higher up and went into Samadhi. And Baba told Mahasamadhi that he will come back in 3 days and to make sure his body is okay. And then he told him to not wake him up. Baba told him that, also told them that, see that corner of the courtyard? By showing his finger, dig there for my Samadhi and place me there if I don't come back. Then looking at Mahasamadhi, he point blank said to him, do not neglect me for 3 days. Place 2 flags at that site as an indication. Saying this, he raised his prana higher up. Suddenly he whirled around and became unconscious. Mahasamadhi placed him on his lap. Everybody lost hope. It was around 10 o'clock that night this happened, and everybody was struggling to see Baba like this. Mahasamadhi remained alert day and night and took care of Sai. As there was no movement in the body, people started worrying, and 2 days passed by. Then on the 3rd day, Maulvis Fakirs came and gave their opinion. Then everyone thought Baba had achieved his abode of peace and body should be given eternal rest. Some said, wait a little longer. When Baba says something, he will do it. So we should not hurry. So like that, there was an argument like that, back and forth. There was also mentioned that they brought a doctor to check on Baba's body, and the doctor declared that there was no life in the body. So like that, everyone was worried, at the same time hesitant to do anything. But Mahasamadhi did not let anybody touch Baba's body. While the discussions were all going on, and people started asking to perform the last rites also, and they wanted to make preparations for it. At that time, early morning, like 3 o'clock, the life spirit was observed as returning. Very slowly, Baba's eyes were opened, the body stirred, and the limbs stretched. The breath recommenced, and the abdomen was seen to move. His face showed a cheerful expression. The eyes began to blink. The unconsciousness went, and a state of awakening arose. It seemed as if he had been reminded of a body he had forgotten. The lost treasure had been found again and was freely available. Mahasamadhi supported Baba's body in his own lap when officers, including the village headman Karnam, held an inquest over the body, declared it dead, and wanted it to be buried. Mahasamadhi, with the help of others, stoutly opposed their proposal and saved Baba from losing his body. Thus, he rendered a valuable service in 1886, after which Baba lived for 32 years to create this huge Sai movement that has covered this land. We cannot even imagine that situation, but we know that Baba intended this kind of miracle. And then next, Himmat Pant talks about Babu Sahib's Jog's Sannyas. Himmat Pant closes this chapter while talking about Babu Sahib Jog. After his retirement from government service, Jog in 1909 came to live in Shirdi with his wife. He had no children. Both husband and wife loved Baba and spent all the time in worshipping and serving Baba. After Megha's death, Bapu Sahib daily did the Arati ceremony in the masjid and Chavadi till Baba's Mahasamadhi. He was also entrusted with the work of reading and explaining Jnaneswari and Eknath Bhagavat in Satewada to the audience. After serving for so many years, Jog asked Baba one day, I have served you so long, Baba. My mind is not yet calm and composed. How is that my contact with saints has not improved me? When will you bless me? Hearing this, Baba replied, in due time your bad actions and good actions will be destroyed. Your merits and demerits will be reduced to ashes, and I shall consider you blessed. When you will renounce all attachments, conquer lust and palate, and getting rid of all impediments, serve God wholeheartedly, and resort to the begging bowl, that is, accepting sannyas. After some time, Baba's words came true. His wife died, and he had no other attachments. He became free and accepted sannyas before his death and realized the goal of his life. Also, in this chapter, Baba's nectar-like words were given to us by Hemad Pant. Baba said, "He who loves me most always sees me. The whole world is desolate to him without me. He tells no stories but mine. He ceaselessly meditates upon me and always chants my name. I feel indebted to him who surrenders himself completely to me and ever remembers me. I shall repay his debt by giving him salvation, that is self-realization. I am dependent on him who thinks of hunger after me, who does not eat anything without first offering it to me. He who thus comes to me becomes one with me, just as a river gets to the sea and becomes merged with it. So, leaving out pride and egoism, and with no trace of them, you should surrender yourself to me, who is seated in your heart." And also, Baba explained about who is this I. Baba said, "You need not go far or anywhere in search of me, barring your name and form. There exists in you, as well as in all beings, a sense of being or consciousness of existence, that is the self. Knowing this, you see me inside yourself as well as in all beings. If you practice this, you will realize all pervasiveness, thus attain oneness with me." So, saying these words, Baba gave us an assurance that what we need to do to achieve the goal of life. Hemad Pant concluded this chapter 43rd and 44th chapter together by saying these words. With this 42nd, 43rd and 44th chapters, Hemad Pant beautifully gave us the information and details about Baba's Mahasamadhi. And by reading this, Sai Bhaktas can attain ultimate devotion towards Sai. Om Sri Sadguru Sai Nadharpanamastu. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai.